Hey, welcome back to the channel. I got 3 knives here on the table. I took advantage of one of those Rosecraft deals, 3 for 1 price Christmas deals, and these are the 3 knives I chose. Didn't have any of these. I think overall it's a pretty good deal. If you'd like to hear more about that and check out the knives, go ahead and check out the video. I was like, it had to be one of us, because it couldn't have been you who left the door open all night.
I don't know who really did it, but I do know that as the man of the house, as the king of the castle, it is your responsibility to make sure the castle is locked up before you go to bed. I know that.
Yeah, it doesn't do any good because you go outside after I go to bed.
Well, sometimes.
All right, welcome back to the Fortified Castle. Hi to all my viewers. Got these 3 in the mail. Man, I've been waiting for a while for these things. Ordered them direct from Rosecraft. Took a while to get here. Yeah, it was one of those 3 deals, 3 knives, and I paid $142 for all 3. That's $47 a piece. I think that's a pretty good deal. All of these have been out for a while, but they're all ones I didn't have. And so I thought I'd go ahead and just show them off a little, talk a little bit about them, and give you my point of view on them. So yeah, let's check that out. All right, so the first one is the Cane Creek Jack. This is a single blade jackknife with a heavy swedge on it, and you've got a coffin corner down here. Kind of unusual. It's not round. They're called coffin corners because it looks kind of like a coffin. And then you have the Rosecraft logo there, the RC. I think that's nice. I like that. Typical of Rosecraft, you got stainless steel and high polish on this one. You can see that on both bolsters. Nickel silver pins and stainless steel liners, as well as bolsters. And geez, I don't even know why we call them liners. It's an integral bolster and liner on these, so it's not really a separate liner. And then it's a G10, colorful G10 there, in different shades of orange and the black. This is an old one, came out last year. This year they re-released it in wood. Probably end up getting one of those, but you know, I'll put my little flair on this review. And one thing, I'll show you the blade there. That's that heavy swedge. So these are made by designed by Andy Armstrong. You can see it's a D2 steel, the 013 pattern right there. Really nice heavy threads on these bolsters. Very distinctive. But this is a pattern called Coke bottle pattern, because if you hold it like that, it looks like a Coke bottle. The technical term is a swell center jack. Sometimes they came like these, where the ends were wider, and they were some blah 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 blah, sometimes called a beaver tail because of the wide tails on them. But this is only 3.5 inches, and so what's really unusual is you didn't see this pattern one and a 3.5 inch version. Case actually made one up till the 60s. And the other thing is that you didn't really see this in a coffin in on it. So usually they're round end ones. So that's, Andy putting his flair on things, and it's kind of refreshing and really cool. I don't know how you feel about it, but I've always wanted to get one of these. The coloring just appeals to me. And so I'm glad it got this before they discontinue this G10 color pattern. But just thought, it's also um, just an unusual configuration designed for, with those coffin ends, for a swell center. So yeah, let's look at the next one. So this is another 3.5 inch knife. All these are going to have very similar materials. Where the last one was in G10, you got a beautiful genuine blue bone here with the rosebud shield on it. And it's a teardrop. So when you have these jacks that come down to a point, or almost to a point, they used to call them teardrop jacks. I don't really know if that's a benefit or how that came about, but it's a pattern of a traditional folder that been around since the pre-1940, and this is Rosecraft bringing this design back. Really nice pattern. You can see the blade is a little different here. You still have prominent swedging, but it's a lot less on this one right here, and kind of a leaf style blade if you look at that. Spear point, and I like it. Spear point blades are just great for all-around EDC use. And here you can see the D2 steel 017 pattern number. This knife came out earlier this year, and it kind of looks like Case's teardrop pattern. I think Case's is a 28 pattern, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a little different. And there's more of a bulge here, right here, than there is on this side. If you look at that, see how that bulge is just a lot more tapered, and it bulges out more on this side right here. Kind of unusual. Again, Andy, he does his own thing. It's really cool. Very, it makes for a very distinctive knife. Even though they're similar maybe in some ways to other patterns, there's always something that's just a little different, giving you just a little bit more incentive to have the knife and collect it, because they are different. And this one is a little different right there. That's what I noticed about this one. So yeah, it came out earlier this year. Wasn't able to pick it up, and I'm glad I finally was able to pick it up. Beautiful, beautiful blue bone. Let's look at the last one. All right, this is the last in the series. It is a 3.5 inch single blade Barlow, and it's called the Otter Creek Barlow, and it has this really cool otter paw print, which is etched into here. It's very interesting. It doesn't feel very deep in there. It's like a frost is how that's done. So that's kind of interesting. I was hoping that'd be a little deeper, but it feels pretty cool. Very apparent, easy to see. You have saddlewood here. This is yellow saddlewood. I don't know that really matters a whole lot. I had to look up, I'm calling it sandalwood. I had to look this up. It's a dense, fine-grained hardwood. that is a part of a family of woods that have fragrance, hence sandalwood. So, if you've ever burned sandalwood incense, it comes from the oil in the middle of the tree, of these trees. And so, also said sandalwood is one of the most expensive woods in the world. So I didn't know that. I always thought sandalwood was kind of a cheap Chinese wood, but apparently, it's not. So we learn something new every day. And, we're talking about how these designs that Andy produces, that's kind of what I'm focused on the video is. And when you look at this Barlow, it's kind of different. It's kind of big and round. And it's still, Barlow's going to be 3.5 from 3 3/8 to 3.5 inches normally. Some of them are a little bigger, but I'll show you what I mean. This is a Boker Barlow, and it's a 2-bladed Barlow, and you can see how much smaller it is than this one right here. And of course, this is more of a sleeve board pattern. This is more of a regular jack pattern right there. But you can see, even though it's 2-blade, it's still quite a bit smaller than this one right here. And here is a case, and the same thing. Case is quite a bit smaller pattern, and call this regular jack pattern. And it's 2-bladed. So not, definitely wider, but not quite as long. And the third one, these were just random. I just grabbed them. But they all seem to be a lot smaller than this one right here. And I really don't know whether I have one this big or not. I imagine I do. I just wanted to offset, the difference in these Barlows a little bit. So, yeah, that's what I did. Just to do a little different video, because I'm sure everybody's beat this thing to death doing videos of it. And I'm just trying to do something a little different. But there's a little pinch here. If you see that right there, kind of swells out. I really like that. In any knife, really. But, Rosecraft does that quite a bit. Just fantastic knives. So, yeah, I got all 3 of these for $142. There's actually deals where you can get them less than $142. And so, I think that's a great deal. $47. That's an average of $47 a piece. And so that's, any way you look at it, it's less than what you would normally pay for these knives. So yeah, I think that Christmas deal that Rosecraft has going on is pretty good, and check it out if you want to get some cool knives. Good time to get some knives like I did. I've wanted to get these, I just haven't wanted to fork out $60 to get them, and so now I got all 3. Definitely wanted to get this Otter Creek Barlow, because that's just cool to have a little paw print on your knife. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it informative. I hope you made it through the whole video. Hope you have a Merry Christmas. I hope you have a Happy Holidays. I hope you have a wonderful New Year. And really appreciate y'all for hanging with me. Going on 2 years. January 13th will be 2 years of making videos. So I really appreciate y'all. And we'll see you in the next video.